My dear friends, today, as you have seen what is written in my description, that is there is any possibility the harmony between Hindus and Muslims in India. Does Islam permit this brotherhood in between Muslims and Hindu in India? Definitely not. The tendency and doctrine of Islam never permitted the brotherhood of between Hindus and Muslims because these Muslims or Hindus are not the same or alike as per the Islamic doctrine. The Muslims are the superior to Hindus, not only Hindus, but all the non-Muslims. So there is not a 1% possibility or impossible brotherhood in between Hindus and Muslims in India. This is the bitter truth, and we cannot ignore this fact because so many verses of the Quran does not allow this. This is why we are discussing the same. Is it possible that there is any brotherhood between Hindu and Muslim in India? Not at all. All right. Sorry for interruption. So what I am telling you that it is not possible to adjust with Hindus by the Muslims. I am not saying that Hindus cannot adjust. They can because they are following the same ideology, which is well known to this fact. This ideology, that is the Sanatan Vedic culture, always propagated the brotherhood of the whole world, irrespective caste, creed, area, and so many demarcation of the society, poor or wealthy, rich, intellectual, or the layman, there doesn't mean in the Sanatan Vedic culture. It is very amazing that how Hindus are being fooled by these so-called secular leaders in India, not in India, but in European countries and the United States of America and the Canadian and the Australia. People are being fooled by their respective liberal governments, which are accommodating those elements in the country which are very, very against the harmony of the country. For instance, in the Canada, a lot of Sikh migration from India, and they're trying to establish Khalistan in Canada, also in Alberta. So if you will adopt or you will have a pet just like these Sikh Khalistan terrorists, Mr. Trudeau, you have to pay price for this. The next coming generation of the white Canadians will be in great trouble due to your lucrative policy on the appeasement of these Khalistani terrorists for the greed of their votes. First of all, we should know that the right to franchise or right to vote must be withheld of these terrorists. So this is this is the realistic way that in India there is no possibility to make a brotherhood or make a bridge of harmony between Hindu and Muslim because so many custom of Islam is always against the non-Muslims. Particularly in India, there are a lot of customs of the Islam which is very, very against the Hindus being a kafir. So cannot say, we cannot say that see, we cannot say that there is any possibility of the harm of the Muslims. Sorry, the Muslims. Certainly, so many verses of Quran which is obstructs obstructs the brotherhood with not only Muslims but non-Muslim, but with all the non-Muslims which are Hindus or the Christians or the Yahudis. So I will tell you some custom of the Islam that is very very against the humanity. So I am searching that uh, sex slavery in Islam. Sex slavery is a crime which was propagated by Prophet Muhammad Sahib. What is the sex slavery? As was common amongst all states and faith communities found in Europe and Asia in late antiquity, the Muslim tradition specifically allowed slavery. People say the Islamic scholar stated that in those days sex slavery was very common. Certainly, the sex slavery was not common, but it was very uncommon. It is only for those who were the rich people and who are sucking the blood of the non-Muslims, sucking the blood of the poor people. In fact, slaves and the taking of slaves make up an important part of Shariat about Muhammad's life. Slaves were a form of booty means ransom, trophy after looting the caravans of the Jews. Will you agree this sex slavery that Muslim, according to Islam, will abduct your woman and they will use these women as sex slavery? Not, never. As is extremely clear from the rest of the tradition, female slave taken by Muslim Mujahideen who fought against the non-Muslims, and it is a holy work of a Muslim according to Islam. There is no fault of any Muslim if he will kill a non-Muslim and he will abduct the women of the non-Muslims in the war. This is the heinous crime which was committed by so-called Prophet Muhammad said. Nevertheless, the tradition also makes the freeing of slave a virtue to be rewarded by Allah. But no scholar in this classical period ever extrapolated this to a general abolitionist sentiment. As the tradition for to clear the fact Muhammad took many slaves and was actually very supportive of the institution. Slave is a part of Islam. Those who argue that slavery is abolished are ignorant, not scholars. They are merely writers. Whoever says such thing is infidel. Means those who are saying that sex slavery in Islam is not permitted, they are either the writers or they are bullying the Hindus in this India. As Mufti Arshad Madini befooled the Hindus by saying this that the Om and Allah is just alike. This is not true because Allah is very, very cruel against the non-Muslims. Allah never respects the non-Muslims. So how can this Allah is equal to the Om? Beside this, Sanatan Vedic culture or religion always respected the all human beings or the humankind. The very well-known proverb in Vedas, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, means all the family is all the world is our family, irrespective caste, creed. So we should know that some verses which related to the sex slavery in Islam certified that in Islam the sex slavery is permissible. Allah's opinions of slave, the common Muslim epithet, slave of Allah suggests that according to Islam, slavery is in fact humanity's natural state. Moreover, Allah plainly takes advantage of you. Quran chapter 16 verse 25 क्या कहते हैं? Allah sets forth the parable of the two men, one is slave under the dominion of another. He has no power of any sort, and the other a man on whom we have bestowed goodly favor from ourselves. He spends thereof freely, privately, and publicly are the two equal. By no means praise be to Allah, but most of them understood not. Second Quranic verses, chapter 16, verse 71. And Allah hath favored some of you above other in provision. Now those who will be more favored will by no means hand over their provision to those slaves whom their right hand possesses, so that they may be full with them in respect thereof. Is it then the grace of Allah, but they are denied? Means sex slave in Islam is too much inferior, and this is the prime condition of Islam. These sex slave after won the battle against the non-Muslims might be only the non-Muslims, means Hindus, Christians, Jews, Zoroastrians, Yazidi, Buddhists, Sikh, and others. So it is not to say correctly that sex slavery is abolished from the Islam. No, till date the sex slavery is not abolished according to Islamic doctrine that is written in Quran and Hadith. Though United Nations Organization a memorandum of understanding was signed by these so-called Islamic countries due to only the fear, only the because the weakness of these Muslims at that time, at this time. In the past, they were in power, they did whatever they wanted. But due to only the pressure of the non-Muslim country, these Islamic countries signed an agreement with United Nations to abolish the sex slavery in Islam. But according to Grand Mufti of Saudi Arabia, it is still persist in Islam because you cannot change the verses of the Quran. Quran verses cannot be changed up to the resurrection or the Holocaust as, as described in Quran, Qiyamah. Taking war captives, Quran chapter 47 verses 4. What is described in this? Now when ye meet in battle those who disbelieve means which are non-Muslims, who are not believing in Islam, Quran, Prophet, Muhammad Sahib, Jesus, Daud, Musa, and Jesus, Moses, Daud, and Abraham. Then it is smiting of the necks until when he have routed them, then making fast of bone. And afterward either grace of ransom till the war to lay down its burdens. That is in the ordinance and in the awful Allah willed he could have punished them without you, but thus it is ordained that he may try some of you by means of others, and those who are slain in the way of Allah, he rendereth not their action vain. Means after winning the battle, you will take the beautiful woman and the non-Muslim. Quran chapter 8 verse 67. It is not for any prophet to have captives until he hath made slaughter in the land. Ye desire the lure of this world, and Allah desireth for you the hereafter, and Allah is mighty wise. So it is compulsory to make a slave which is no Muslim after killing their husband and brother. This is the brutality of Islam, and this is the halal or certified in Islam. O Prophet, indeed we had made lawful to you your wives to whom you have given their due compensation, and those your right hand possesses. Right hand possesses means which are the captives according to Quran, and from what Allah has written to you of captives, and the daughters of your parental uncles, and the daughter of your parental aunts, and the daughters of your maternal uncles, and the daughter of your maternal aunts who immigrated with you, and the believing woman if she gives herself the prophet. And if the prophet wishes to marry her, this is only for you, excluding the other believers. We certainly know what we have made obligatory upon them concerning their wives and those their right hand possesses. Herein, right hand possesses means the captive woman after won the battle by the Islamic soldier. But this is for you in order that there will be upon you no discomfort, and it is ever Allah forgiving merciful. Quran 33 Al-Azab verses 5. Rape of female slaves or captives. Prohibited to you to marry are your mother's daughter, sister, father's sister, mother's sister, brother's daughter, sister's daughter, foster mothers who give you sex. Means who took your milk or who went in breastfeeding, feeding with you. Foster sisters, your wife's mothers, your stepdaughters, under your guardianship, born of your wife to whom ye have gone in. No probation if ye have not gone in. Those who have been wives of your sons, proceeding from your loins and two sisters in the wedlock at one at the same time, except for what is past, for Allah is of forgiving. Most merciful also provided are women already married, except those whom your right hand possesses. Means right hand possesses the captive woman is only the commodity to the Muslim invaders. They are the just toy who fulfill the lust of the Muslims, and this was committed by at the time of Prophet Muhammad Sahib and their his companions. Thus had Allah ordained prohibition against you, except for these all others are lawful, provided ye seek them in marriage with gifts from your property, desiring chastity, not lust, seeing that ye derive benefit from them. Give them their dowers at least as prescribed. But if after the dower is prescribed, act mutually to vary it, there is no blame on you, and Allah is all knowing, all wise. Quran chapter 4, An-Nisa, verse 26. The next verses in context of the sex slavery. Successful indeed are the believers who are believers mean the Muslims. Non-Muslim are the unbelievers, they are non-believers, they are disbelievers, who are humble in their prayer and who shun vain conversation and who are prayers of the poor Jew and who guard their modesty, save from their wives or the slaves that their right hand possesses for them, they are not blameworthy. Quran chapter 23, verse 1 to 6. Next verses of Quran, it is to say, O Prophet, lo, we have made lawful unto thee thy wives unto whom thou hast paid their dowry, and those whom thy right hand possesseth means sex slaves, of those whom Allah has given thee an spoil of war, and the daughters of thine uncle on the father's side, and the daughters of thine aunt on the father's side, and the daughters of thine uncle on the mother's side, and the daughter of thine aunts on the mother's side, who immigrated with thee, and a believing woman, if she gives herself unto the prophet. And the prophet desired to ask her in marriage, a privilege for the only, not for the rest of believers. We are aware of that which we have enjoyed upon them concerning their wives and those whom their right hand possesses. Right hand possesses means sex slaves, that thou may be free from blame, for Allah is ever forgiving, merciful. Allah is very merciful. Allah is allowed to the rape or the molestation of the non-Muslim woman after won the battle or the captive women. How Allah is merciful? It is very ridiculous that such type of Allah can be merciful. Then what type of Allah will be cruel? This spiritual behavior of the Muslims only due to the teaching of Islamic verses of Quran. The Quran is solely responsible for the disturbance among the non-Muslims because Islam is dictatorship against the non-Muslims. This is not the indigenous matter of the Islam, but this is the matter of all mankind, and all mankind are being disturbed by this mythology of the Quran and the Islam since inception of Islam, and this was being committed by Prophet Muhammad and his alliance, means his companions, at the time of the attack on the Jews' caravans, and even the most of the war this was fought by Prophet Muhammad Sahib was the offensive war, not the defensive war, except the one war that is known as Zange Badr or war of Battle of Zan, the Battle of Badr. This battle was only the resentment of the Jew caravans, which was restricted so many times for looting the caravan of the Abu Sufyan. The Abu Sufyan is a wealthy Jew who tried to defeat the Muslims, but this Gange Badr was undisputed ends. There was no result, undisputed and resulted ends. Next, Quranic verses, Quran chapter 17, verse 29-30. And those who guard their chastity except with their wife and their captives whom their right hand to possess, they are not to be blamed. They are not to be blamed. If you can rape with a sexual woman, you are not a bad Muslim, but you are a good Muslim. This is the teaching of Islam. So the, how brotherhood can be established between Muslims and Hindus in India? There is no possibility the brotherhood between Hindus and Muslims. The people say the BJP and the other Hindu organization is creating nonsense. No, they are not creating the nonsense. They are only repealing your bad thoughts. They are repealing only your Quranic verses, which is very, very anti-human, anti-social. And these verses makes the Muslim anti-social element. And you see, the most of the criminals in the world are Muslims because their thought process or their teachings are the same as the Quran and the Islamic jurisprudence. And slave master determined who their slaves may marry. Quran 24 verse 32. And marry such of you as are solitary and the pious of your slave and maid servant. If they be poor, Allah will enrich them of His bounty. Allah's ample means aware. Freeing slave is a good deed. Prophet Muhammad is saying that the freeing slave is a good deed, but this is not truth. What was the necessity to slave the woman? The man objection. When the freeing slave is a good, then why Prophet Muhammad Sahib kept so many sex slaves? After roasting them, after molesting them, what mean of the freeing the sex slave? You you spilled their chastity. You spilled uh, their human values. They were molested by you, and then you are talking about the free the female slaves. This is the cunningness of the Prophet Muhammad and his teachings. It is not righteousness that we turn your face to the east and the west, but righteous is who believed in Allah and the last day and the angels and the scripture and the prophet, and given wealth for love to him, to king's folk and the orphans and the needy, and the wayfarer for those who ask, and to set slaves free. Observe proper washing and piety towards you, and those who keep their treaty behind they make one and be patient in the tribulation and adversity of the time stress, such are they who are sincere, such are they are not very. But free of the sex slave was not so easy. Only the sex slave might be freed in the at the time of Prophet Muhammad Sahib when they bore the child, or these sex slaves known as Ummah, and the born child was illegal Muslim, not the son, only the illegal Muslim. And so many illegal Muslims are living throughout the world when their forefathers, women forefathers, were being raped, these Islamic invaders, at the time of Prophet Muhammad, Abbasid, Umayyad, Fatimid, Rashidun. This sex slavery is very common in the Islam only for molestation or non-Muslim women or to demoralize the non-Muslims. So in these conditions, there is a possibility of the brotherhood of, between Hindu and Muslim. No, never, because Islam denied it to the last today's last verses. And what can make you, what is breaking through the difficult path? It is to free a slave and to feed in the day of hunger an orphan near of kin or some poor wrapped in misery, and to be of those who believe and have taught one another perseverance and the joy of one another peace. Quran chapter 19, verse 12 to 17. So, my intention to disclose the reality of Islam one by one. This is the sex slavery of the Islam which I earlier described here. That sex slavery is a punishment for the non-Muslims, for, for the women of the non-Muslim and demoralize the non-Muslims at the time of the Prophet Muhammad said. There are two benefits of the sex slavery. First, when these sex slave bore a child, automatically this child must be a Muslim. So the number of Muslims increased according to this custom. And the second is the sex slave also converted to Islam, and those enslaved children are also Muslim who was enslaved by the Muslims after won the battle. So there is no possibility the harmony between Hindus and Muslims. Thank you. See you. Please subscribe my channel and put the bell icon so we could you could get notification as early as possible. Thank you.